All right then, let's begin.
All right.
So could you tell me your full name, please?
My name is Jihan Lee, Lee for the family name.
Okay, very good. And are you working or are you a student?
I'm currently a high school student right now, and after 3 months, I'll be graduated. So yeah.
Do you like your high school?
Well, I think yes, I do, because like our high school got a new facilities and new like stuff like that. So it's really good to live.
What is your favorite subject in high school?
My favorite subject is, I think it'll be the English, because like, I don't know why, but I'm kind of good at English. So yeah.
Okay. And could you describe your hometown for me?
So my hometown is called Cheongju, which is kind of placed in middle of the Korea.
And could you describe it a little for me, please?
Well, I think there's a lot of entertainable facilities nearby, so I can easily do something.
Is there anything you dislike about your hometown?
Well, it's kind of overpopulated considering their size. So there's a lot of noise pollution and also sometimes complex traffic congestion. But except that, I like my hometown.
Okay, great. Now we're going to talk about headphones or earphones. So do you use headphones or earphones?
Well, actually not, because like if I use headphones for a long time, it kind of hurts my ear. So
Okay. And in what situations do you need to use earphones?
well, like when I'm in outdoor or public places, like I have to use my headphones, because otherwise I will distract other people with my sounds, with my noises. Yeah.
And what kind of headphones do you think are popular among young people?
Well, never thought about that, but I think definitely the like high technology headphones are popular, because nowadays we have amount of money to buy what we want. So yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about meeting people. Okay, so do you like meeting new people?
Meeting new people, well, I don't think so, because like meeting new people kind of makes me feel awkward and nervous. And also I have to consider the new people's feeling, how they feel like that. So yeah.
And these days, do you often meet new people?
Well, I think not, because because of the epidemic, it is kind of not allowed to go outside and play. So usually I stay in my home these days.
And do you still keep in touch with childhood friends?
Oh yeah, of course, because like they are very close to me. So yeah, I think I do.
Okay. That'll do us for the first part of the test. Now let's go on to part 2. So I'll give you 1 minute now to make some notes. So yeah, you can begin. All right, so that's 1 minute now for your note taking. So could you describe an item on which you spent more than you expected?
So I spent a lot of money on buying us computers, desktop. So at that time, I didn't really know about many like computers gears. So I thought so I was planning to do some graphic design stuff with my desktop, and I searched on internet, and they said I need some graphic cards to like if I am using my computers as like graphic design. So like additionally, I had to buy the graphic card, and it was really expensive. It was about $700 to $1,000. So yeah. So like that, I spent a lot of money buying desktops and also graphic cards. And yeah, that is. Yeah.
Right, so that's about a minute and a half there now. Okay, about a minute and a half.
Okay.
So were you happy with the purchase?
Well, yeah, obviously because it was mom's card, so not my money.
Okay, so price wasn't important.
Yeah.
All right, good. And do you often buy more than you expect?
Well, I think not, because like I don't usually buy something, so.
All right, nice. Let's go on to part 3 of the test now. Okay, let's continue on with it. All right. So, what do you think young people spend most of their money on?
Well, like for the boys, we spend a lot of time playing with friends, like spending on PC cafes or buying a sports gear like basketball shoes or basketball. And for the girls, I think they use a lot of money on cosmetics thingy, because like a lot of people in Korea are using cosmetics a lot. So yeah.
Okay. And do you think young people save a lot of money these days?
Well, I think it's different from like each people, but I don't think so, because like as I said, there's like if we have money, we spend a lot of time. No, we spend a lot of money on buying things that we want. So yeah.
And do you think young people should work to earn money if they want to buy new items, new products?
No, I don't think so, because like we are currently a student and we have to study to like reach our dreams. So working as a student, like, so like to me, if I'm a student, I won't work for earning money, because it will spend a lot of time and take a lot of time on studying. So yeah.
Okay. And do you think people in your country often buy things that they do not need?
Well, yes, I do, because like in SNS, like Instagrams or Facebook, there's a lot of commercial. There's a lot of commercial, and people always like looking at them and buying stuff, even though they really don't need it.
Okay. Well, what do you think are the most popular kind of advertisements in your country?
Well, I think the most famous advertisement will be the thing that like they use very famous people as a model, as an advertisement model. And it's like their fans are watching that commercial and buying stuff to like support their idols. So, yeah.
And do you think, can people always trust advertisements?
Well, not really, because like advertisement is literally the thing that make people to buy. So they have to make something very like overrated, so stuff like that.
Okay, right. That will do us for today. Okay. Thank you very much for coming in.
All right, thank you.
Cheers. Right, let's start with the feedback part now. So I'd say your score, I would estimate it as a 5.5.
Yeah.
A lot of good points. Your pronunciation is very clear, easy to understand. And on a lot of occasions, you're using good vocabulary and a lot of nice expressions, and you're answering the questions well. Other things, sometimes the fluency is going down a bit. There's some hesitation, it's kind of normal, but in part 2, there was quite a bit of hesitation towards the end. And just a few grammar errors are popping up. I'll give you this after and we'll go through it properly, but I'll just pick out a few for you now. A few grammar errors and vocabulary errors, okay? He said, I will be graduated in 3 months. Instead of be graduated, just use the verb graduate. Yeah, it's probably better to just say like, I graduate. I graduate in 3 months, okay? Other ones. When we say about a subject at school, you said my favorite subject is the English. Just make sure no article there. My favorite subject is English, math, science, whatever you're having. Countable and uncountable, let's talk about that. One time you said about another people. So another is always with singular.
So other will be.
Yeah, so you say other people, another person. Yeah. Each, another one. Each always goes with singular. So each person. Each person is different. Yeah. Other things we have. Stuff. Stuff is also uncountable noun. So always just say stuff when you're talking about that. Let's do a few vocabulary things. Right, you said about your hometown, Cheongju is placed in the middle of Korea. You could say just located, like Cheongju is located in the middle of Korea, or just simply Cheongju is in the middle of Korea. That's fine. Placed looks, if you put something down carefully, that's placed.
Oh, okay.
So like right there, I placed the pen on the paper. Yeah, when you put it carefully. When you talked about facilities in your hometown, entertainable facilities, I'd probably say entertainment facilities. Yeah, there are lots of entertainment facilities. What else have we? When you talked about advertisements and you said models will advertise the products, you could say that. You could also say they endorse their products, means they give their like approval to a certain product. And some advertisements are overrated. I think the word you're looking for is exaggerated. Yeah, so yeah, that's fine, man, that's good. Yeah, so some sometimes they exaggerate the specs of the product, something like that. What else have we? Just with some questions I'm asking you, like, do you or do people? Your answer was, I think not. So instead of that, do you questions, I think I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so do you like this? I do or I don't. Instead of, I heard a lot of times, I think not, or actually not, should be actually I don't, or actually I do for these ones. When we talked about part 2, spend money on, said spend money on buying a desktop computer. You can just leave it as spend money on a computer. You don't really need to include buying here. And just some phrases for part 2 as well. You can say, for example, go over my budget. So you say, I went over my budget for that. Another phrase we could use would be out of my price range. So this computer was out of my price range. I went over my budget. So maybe these couple of expressions, we can try and use them in your part 2. Yeah, but a lot of positives. I'll give you this after we can look at it. Okay. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.